Welcome to the Quick Flicks channel. I'm Alexander. Here for you short movie retellings from your best friend. Let's get started. Okay, buckle up, bestie, because you're about to dive into a world more cracked up than a dropped kaleidoscope. Imagine living in a place where fancy folks chill in sparkling towers named citadels, sipping space lattes, while the rest of us scrounge for scraps like post-apocalyptic squirrels. That's Vesper's life, the scrappy queen of this dumpster fire. And wouldn't you know it, her dad, Darius, is stuck as a brain in a drone because, well, dystopia can't give you everything, right? But don't let that fool you. This drone dad is sharper than a sushi chef's knife, always chirping advice in Vesper's ear as she hunts for food and dodges mutant squirrels. Okay, maybe not squirrels, but definitely things you wouldn't want to high-five. One fine day, which in this world basically means it wasn't raining acid, Vesper comes home to find their shack ransacked and their life support generator kaput. Talk about a party pooper. Now, Darius is wheezing like a broken accordion, and Vesper's gotta hustle faster than a cockroach on roller skates. So, off she treks to this creepy farm run by her jerky Uncle Jonas, who's about as warm and cuddly as a cactus-wearing oven mitts. This place stinks worse than a gym sock convention, and there's this hulking, emotionless beast called a jug lumbering around. Jonas wants to put it out of its misery, which sounds harsh, but then again, this thing's about as useful as a chocolate teapot, so yeah, understandable. Anyway, Vesper offers Jonas a deal. Her precious blood, apparently it's worth more than diamonds in these parts, in exchange for some magic bacteria to fix their generator. Jonas, being the shady dude he is, eyes her up like a hawk eyeing a juicy steak, hinting at some weird breeder plans. Gross, right? Vesper shuts that down faster than a library after closing time. So, she donates the blood, feeling as drained as a kid after a sugar rush, only to find Jonas dragging his feet on the bacteria deal. Turns out, he wants to sell her blood first, which leaves Darius ticking like a time bomb. Vesper, naturally, flips her lid and tries to snatch her blood back, but Jonas throws her out faster than a bad burrito. But guess who's back like a bad penny that night? That's right, our girl Vesper. She uses a secret entrance, because who doesn't have one of those, right? Sneaks into Jonas's lab, grabs the bacteria, and even snags some citadel seeds as a bonus. Talk about a queen. So, now Vesper's got the goods, her dad's got a fighting chance, and Jonas is probably muttering curses under his breath like a grumpy gargoyle. But what's next? Will Vesper crack the citadel code and break the seed monopoly? Will Jonas unleash his mutant squirrels of doom? Stay tuned, bestie, because this story is about to get wilder than a mosh pit at a polka concert. Getting home after a daring robbery, Vesper finds a girl in the woods, white as a princess, not for the local area. Taking pity, she takes her home. Waking up, the girl says that she escaped from the citadel with her father and desperately asks Vesper to find her father in the forest. In gratitude, she will take Vesper and her father to the citadel. Our brave heroine goes in search of the girl's father. Long wandering through the forest, she finds a crashed drone, but Uncle Jonas and his sons get to it before time. This sneak also decided to make a profit on the crash. The bandits, seeing that the old man is still alive, and as you think, these underdogs afraid of the anger of the citadel kill him. Vesper tries to interfere, but she gets knocked out hard. Uncle Jonas has not forgotten about the theft and plans to take revenge on Vesper and her father. Returning home empty-handed, upset, our heroine tells the girl that she has not found her father, and the trip to the citadel is in jeopardy. Our heroine asks to tell her about life in the citadel. What is a quiet and nourished life? In the evening, they visit the family garden, full of unseen and terrible plants, where Vesper notices an unusual property of the mysterious girl, an incredible attraction of all living things to her. Then her father's drone goes missing, and Vesper realizes it's her uncle's trick. She goes back to the farm and sees a very strange and horrible picture as her sinister uncle digs into the synthetic brains of the drone trying to find out information about another passenger. Vesper is shocked and doesn't know how to hide the information, taking advantage of the moment when her uncle is distracted. She grabs the drone and runs away. Uncle Jonas, the insatiable tyrant, decides to make her his next concubine and sends after our heroine in pursuit, his brutally cruel sons. Their task is to brand Vesper, a stamp of belonging to a creepy family in this tough world, which they easily, and a good amount of received haymakers, fulfill. Vesper stumbled back into their shack, the mark on her hand burning like a branding iron. Camellia reached out, a desperate plea for forgiveness in her eyes. But the words stuck in her throat, choking on the bitter truth that hung heavy in the air. Vesper, raw with grief and fury, shattered the silence. "Elias," she rasped, voice choked with tears. "He's—" Her breath hitched, the words catching in her throat like barbed wire. Finally, they tumbled out, each syllable an accusation. "He's gone." The confession unleashed a torrent of emotions in Camellia. The carefully constructed dam of lies crumbled, revealing a terrifying truth beneath. Tears streaming down her face, she choked out her own admission. "I'm not human. I'm a jug, just like the others. Your father's creation." A wave of dizziness washed over Vesper. The woman she'd trusted, the one who promised a path to the Citadel, was an elaborate fabrication, a figment of desperation woven from stolen hope. Yet, even as anger flared, a flicker of empathy flickered through her. As Camellia clung to Elias's lifeless body, her grief raw and genuine, Vesper found herself pulled towards her. In that moment, the line between betrayal and desperation blurred. Forgiveness felt like a distant shore, lost in the tempestuous waves of their shared loss. But as Vesper pulled Camellia from the river's grasp, their hands brushed. A jolt, like a lightning strike, coursed through her veins. The peculiar scar on Camelia's shoulder pulsed against her touch, a cryptic echo that resonated deep within. The scene unfolds amidst the harsh backdrop of the forest, anger crackling in the air like static electricity. Vesper, eyes blazing with betrayal, grapples with Camellia, accusing her of deception and shattered dreams. The confrontation echoes through the trees, a raw display of hurt and fury. Their return to the shack is heavy with unspoken words. Vesper icily orders Camellia to leave, leaving the woman amidst the remnants of their shattered trust. With trembling hands, Vesper repairs the drone, the whirring mechanic serving as a counterpoint to the turmoil within her. Darius, ever the wise father, listens patiently. He understands the pain of betrayal, the sting of a world where even hope can be a weapon. But he also sees beyond the hurt, recognizing the complexity of Camelia's situation. With gentle words, he speaks of the jugs, not as mindless machines, but as beings bound by programming, their actions dictated by forces beyond their control. His words strike a chord within Vesper's anger, sparking a flicker of empathy. Returning to the room where Camellia scrubs the floor, she finds her amidst the wreckage of their trust. Broken vials and scattered tools litter the floor, a silent testament to her anguish. Tears, silent and metallic, slip down Camelia's cheeks, each drop a stark reminder of her isolation. In that moment, the dam of Camelia's carefully constructed facade breaks. Her voice, raw and choked with despair, reveals the hidden torment of her existence. Suspended between programmed obedience and a flicker of sentience, she finds herself ostracized from both humans and jugs. Her words hang heavy in the air, a plea for understanding that resonates with Vesper's own struggles. Uncle Jonas, the insatiable tyrant, decides to make her his next concubine and sends after our heroine in pursuit, his brutally cruel sons. Their task is to brand Vesper, a stamp of belonging to a creepy family in this tough world. Which they easily, and a good amu, drawn by the girl's pain, Vesper extends a friendly gesture. Recognizing the girl's tech skills, she suggests teaming up. Their unlikely partnership combines the girl's knowledge of Citadel tech and Vesper's biohacking expertise. Together, they aim to unlock the secrets of the Citadel's seeds, not just for themselves but to help those facing barriers. Fueled by their new purpose, the duo dives into the mysteries of the Forest Lab. Days and nights blend as they decipher the seed's genetic code. The girl's music, once a symbol of differences, now unites them, creating a hopeful atmosphere in the lab. Then comes the breakthrough. With the girl's Citadel tech understanding and Vesper's biohacking skills, the impossible happens. Lifeless seeds start to sprout, promising fertile life. It's not just a scientific achievement but a symbol of resilience, showcasing the human spirit's strength against challenges should have received haymakers. Fulfill. Early in the morning, Vesper goes out for sustenance. Is there something to eat? Girl Jug takes care of Vesper's father, looks after the order in the house. You've forgotten about Uncle Jonas, and he's not about Vesper and her friend. Creepy guy, isn't he? He considers Vesper his property, and he's here to see how his newly minted concubine with the brand of a tyrant's family is doing. To see how his property is doing. Not meeting Vesper, he begins to question the princess from the Citadel. Sensing something wrong, he attacks the girl. Who's gonna stop him? A sick father. Funny. Anyway, a fight breaks out, and in the scuffle Jones realizes that it's not the lady from the Citadel, but the Jug Girl. Vesper rushes in just in time, and together they drive the unfit tyrant away. Trouble. Donos leaves defeated, thinking of ways to get revenge or earn privileges from the Citadel. Decides to report him missing from the Citadel. The girls don't suspect anything, they have a job going on, a serious case to solve the seed code. Suddenly something is amiss outside, and they realize they are being attacked by soldiers from the Citadel. Vesper's father, who used to be a soldier, sacrifices a drone and Soya to somehow distract the night killers from the Citadel. The revelation of Darius's sacrifice hangs heavy in the air, a brutal counterpoint to their newfound hope. The drone's self-destruction echoes through the forest, a mournful wail that tears at Vesper's heart. Grief claws at her throat, yet amidst the pain, a steely resolve takes root. Darius's death cannot be in vain. His final act fuels a blazing determination to protect Camellia and the fragile promise of the fertile seeds. Their escape is a desperate ballet through the dense green labyrinth. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig, sends shivers down their spines. Vesper, drawing on her innate forest sense, leads them through treacherous swamps, their footsteps sinking into spongy ground, each breath a prayer for silence. Camellia, surprisingly agile for her metallic physique, scales towering trees with the grace of a phantom, her silver glint catching the dappled sunlight like a fleeting wish. They harness the very flora they once feared, using stinging nettles to deter pursuers and sap-laden Venus to swing across treacherous gorges. But the relentless soldier looms like a dark storm cloud. His boots thud on the forest floor, a relentless pulse that pounds against their hope. He tracks them with grim efficiency, his unwavering eyes reflecting the cold logic of the citadels. In a final showdown, set amidst a twisted landscape of carnivorous plants and razor-sharp thorns, Vesper and Camellia face their pursuer. It is a brutal ballet of desperate survival. Vesper, wielding a weapon crafted from a hardened tree branch, dances in and out of reach, her movements infused with Darius's teachings. Camellia, her metallic skin mirroring the glint of sunlight on sharpened leaves, manipulates the very vegetation, using their deadly allure against the soldier. In a final, audacious move, they lure him into a trap, the barbed embrace of the same venomous plant he once used against them. His screams are swallowed by the hungry jaws of the forest, a grisly testament to the price of blind obedience. Exhausted but alive, Vesper and Camellia stand at the forest's edge, the horizon painted with the promise of dawn. Yet, victory tastes bittersweet. They understand the precariousness of their existence. As long as Camellia remains by her side, Vesper can never build a safe haven, a place to nurture the seeds and offer hope to others. The dilemma weighs heavily on her. Camellia, the unexpected ally, the key to unlocking the Citadel's secrets, is also the beacon that draws the relentless gaze of their oppressors. Time blurs, measured in the rhythm of sun and rain. Guided by an intuitive pull, Vesper finds a hidden sanctuary, a sun-dappled clearing nestled within ancient ferns. There, surrounded by the whispering wind and the watchful eyes of nature, she sows the seeds into the fertile earth. They are a tribute to Darius, a testament to Camelia's sacrifice, and a beacon of hope for the future. Years have passed since Vesper's heartbreak. Whispers of a hidden haven for outcasts, the land of the green children, led her to a band of survivors. Together, they fought against the oppression of the citadels, spreading hope through Vesper's knowledge of the modified seeds. These seeds weren't just food, they were symbols of defiance, proof that life could flourish even in the ashes. Standing atop a structure built by the green children, Vesper gazed at the wind-swept land. With a final gesture, she released the remaining seeds, each one carrying a silent promise of freedom. They danced on the breeze, carried by whispers of hope, towards a future where nature and humanity thrived, unchained from the Citadel's grasp. Vesper, etched against the setting sun, was a silhouette of resilience, a testament to the enduring power of a young girl's dream. Movie conclusion and YouTube video summary. Vesper's world crumbled when betrayal exposed the dark secrets of the citadels. Yet, from the ashes of her trust, defiance bloomed. She joined a hidden rebellion, wielding the power of biohacked seeds, a beacon of hope for a future free from oppression. Their fight was long and hard, paved with sacrifice and loss. But atop a towering symbol of their resilience, Vesper released the final seeds, their whispers on the wind carrying a promise of change. The Citadel is still under threat, but Vesper's legacy of courage and defiance has blossomed. And the questions before us are, can the fragile hope nurtured in the ashes ever truly overcome the Citadel's iron grip? Do you think Vesper's rebellion can ultimately triumph over the Citadel's? Would you choose to join Vesper's resistance, even knowing the risks? What role do you think technology should play in the fight for freedom and sustainability? Does sacrificing personal connection, like Vesper did with Chamelia, ever justify achieving a greater good? Give it a like and subscribe, and watch the movie in full to delve deeper into stories that challenge the status quo and fuel the fight for a better tomorrow.